Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the court of the EDI Jester once again. You absolute gluttons for punishment, you. What are you doing here? Buy me a coffee. Go on. Do me a super thanks and all the stuff that comes with it. Ooh, this is unreal. I've got some juicy bits. No, your minds. Sewers. I tell you, sewers now. This is frankly unbelievable. But then I keep saying that, and then something else comes out that's unbelievable. What a bloody roller coaster this is turning out to be. Now, lesbian speed dating event is accused of transphobia for saying only adult human females can attend, after concern when would-be matchmaker turned up in a purple latex outfit with an erection. Men. A lesbian speed dating event is at the centre of a transphobia row after the organiser insisted that only adult human females can attend. It follows outrage from attendees at the popular weekly £15 head event held in Bloomsbury in London after trans women tried to join. Men. For trans women, read men, who think they're lesbians, you twats. Oh, that's chai latte, it's gorgeous. Last week, Jenny Watson, a town planner who runs the nights, posted on her website to share her rules. This is her night, her rules. If you are male, please refrain from coming to the events. You are not a lesbian, she wrote. Well said. Well said. Miss Watson told the Mail on Sunday, last year a person turned up sporting a purple latex outfit with an erection. Another time, a trans woman, a man, came into the female toilet and pushed their body at a woman who was upset and told me after. It got me thinking that this isn't fair on women. Miss Watson, 31, added, transgender individuals deserve respect, but there is a need for protection of sex-segregated spaces for lesbian women. I disagree. Any man, no matter what his mental condition, who turns up to an event that is exclusive for lesbians deserves absolutely no respect from absolutely anyone. So, Miss Watson, I'm pleased to see you taking a stand, but you undermine your own case by that statement. Sorry to sound angry, but if I was a gay man who turned up at a gay dating event, God forbid, could you imagine me walking in the door? I did, years ago. I remember. I wouldn't do it now because I'm so old, but years ago I did. I went to one. It was great fun. It was speed dating. Where you sit down and then you get sort of 3 minutes to talk to each other and then you're off to the next one. It was great fun. So a few people came up to me and all of a sudden this young man sat in front of me who must have been about 19 with blonde hair. And I just looked at him and said, no. And he said, why? Like that, looking really upset. I said, because I don't watch Tracy Beaker. Which upset me even more. We ended up great friends. Funny, isn't it? So, I think you undermine it by saying that. Stop that. Transgender individuals deserve respect. First off, I don't know what a transgender individual is. Nobody does because they still haven't bloody explained it. Come on! Explain it properly, right? Who do you mean? So, Miss Watson means transgender people. So that includes these purple latex wearing erected men, does it? Or the one, pushing his throbber against a woman in the toilets because he hasn't got any bloody boundaries. Who are you going to respect? Miss Watson, I love that you were taking a stand. I'm just asking the question. I think it's interesting because you're one of the younger people I've come across who has been involved in this kerfuffle. So I'm intrigued. Is this you trying to say I'm not a bad person? Because believe me, nobody thinks you're not a bad person. We all think you're a really good person right now. And those that think you are a bad person are the ones who will turn up in latex with an erection. Sorry, just had to say that. Fantastic to see her doing this and I don't wish to do her dirt. But I'm saying you're undermining your own argument. That's all. Don't hurt me. Okay? Members of an activist group reported Jenny to her London council employers as transphobic for insisting on social media that only adult human females should attend. Get that? They reported her to her employer. The employer should have said, who are you? Oh, are you now? Go away. That should be all the employer says. An employer that takes action based on a phone call from an outside group who's talking about social media should be liable for some kind of legal penalty. This is the world we're in. This is the world we should legislate for. got nothing to do with her employer. Mind your own damn business. It's funny, isn't it? They want you to bring your whole self to work. Right? Because if you bring your whole self to work, then they can bring their whole self into your life and start telling you what you can and cannot do. Don't fall for this guff, folk. Bring your whole self to work. Don't do it. Although if I did, it would come with a chai latte. That is a glorious thing. Okay. They also accused her, as well as doxing her, as well as saying to her employer this woman's unfit, they also accused her of being transphobic for saying that lesbians don't have penises. Well, I can assure you that the vast majority of the population of this country will be quite happy to be labelled transphobic if it means that we, because what it means now is if you're transphobic, what you are is a truth teller. Lesbians don't have penises. You ridiculous, porn-addled, self-entitled, unbelievable tossers of men that you are. Do you remember a few years back, there was a really interesting case where it was a college and these LARPing men were trying to get in the women's toilets. And it was a school, actually, I think in America. I can't remember. I'll have to have a look at that again. You might want to have a look. Put it in the doobras if you find out. Not the doobras, comments. Let me know if you find it. And a group of right-thinking boys got together at break time for the gender-neutral toilets. And for the first 10 minutes of the break time, they stood outside the toilets and stopped the LARPing men getting in so the girls could have some privacy. That's how you deal with these men. You say no. Other men say no. Firmly. You do not forget to pretend you are something you are not so that you can fulfill your own fetid, fervid, paranoid, whatever the hell it may be, sexual fantasies. It's insane, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. An inquiry into the get-togethers was last night underway by Stonegate Group. Hello, Stonegate. The owners of the College Arms, the pub where the event is held. This is in Bloomsbury. The row about lesbian speed dating comes just days after a large chain, Costa Coffee, faced backlash over a cartoon they advertised, seemingly featuring a transgender man, a woman, with mastectomy scars. Don't use the language. The illustration was branded crass and irresponsible and absolutely bonkers by gender-critical campaigners. It wasn't just by gender-critical campaigners. Stop doing that. It was branded absolutely bonkers by anybody with any common sense. You promote mastectomies? That is wrong. Trans joy. Right? No. Some people found the sign offensive towards women who have had to undergo double mastectomies while others suffering breast cancer. The chain just defended its use of the image to promote inclusivity and diversity. We've not heard anything yet from the Stonegate group of pubs. I would like to hear so. If you can share this online and tag in Stonegate group, that might be interesting to get them to try and explain themselves. Men aren't women and women aren't men ever under any circumstances whatsoever. Now the law says, as we know, that in some circumstances they are but you can exclude them where there's a legitimate aim for. Forget it. Get rid of it. If women want to get together and have an event in a pub, that should be it. That's the end of it. It's right. Freedom to association. Right. And they say no men. Men don't try to go. Right. Likewise, if I organise an event in a bar for gay men, women don't try to go. Don't try to go. Now there are men-only clubs. There are men-only clubs in, or they used to be, in Manchester's gay scene, where gay men could go where they would only be with gay men. There aren't anymore because they've fallen to trans nonsense. So it's no longer a man's pub. It's got bloody women in it, right? Can't have it both ways. You want to go both ways, it's got to go both ways, and it has to go both ways. There should be absolutely no prohibition whatsoever on meeting as a group and excluding other people of the opposite sex in a date for lesbian and gay dating. What are you, nuts? Right? If you're dressed up in a dress and you've grown a pair of fake tits, so what? Stay out of women's spaces. Right? And if you're a woman that's done yourself irreversible damage or is binding your breast or likes to think that you're LARPing as a gay man because you can't get past the fact that one gay man you fancy is never going to bed you, stay out of men's spaces. That's the message today. I do not accept trans men as men. I do not accept trans women as women. Ever. And you need to make the same statement. Most of you I know do, but there are those that don't. There's certainly those that don't in the gay scene. Never. The very concept is homophobic. As we have seen here where a group of lesbians who wished to get together in order to arrange some mutual pleasure found themselves beset with purple-dressed, erect clowns. Okay? They don't deserve respect. They don't. And we shouldn't give it to them. Have fun.